Men.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on Men, the single show that lights up your Tuesday night. My name is Peter Igaga. I'm the boldest man in Kampala. There's somebody who's trying to be as bold as me, but he really can't be able to reach me. His name is Colin. The good news is we have him here tonight, and you will be the judge as to whether he is bolder or not. Don't forget, this is your show. We need to hear from you. Our hashtag is NTV Men. Also, our X handle is live and kicking. It's NTV Men _ not dash _ UG. Gentlemen, today's an interesting day. Now, we are here to talk about, I won't call it a vice, but there's a challenge that a lot of men are having, and it's called gambling addiction. Whether it's on sports, whether it's going to a casino or going wherever, some people even sit at home and bet on their wives. And then when Arsenal wins, they have to give up their wives because their wives were Man U fans. These things are happening. Strange things. It did actually happen in Uganda.
Not in my
So now we're here and we've got a very interesting panel. Today we've got all the men. It is us and us. It is an interesting one for one simple reason. Now, gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with gambling, okay, in my opinion. Okay.
That is very forward.
You know what?
Very
You
forward.
say that I thought about Chris, and
Yes.
when I looked at Chris, the stare was the right stare.
Yeah. It's the
my
right
opinion.
temperature.
Because-
the right temperature of contempt and judgment.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Let me break it down for you. It doesn't matter what you do, think, or say. If you do it, anything in excesses is when it becomes bad. Right. Now, everything in life is a choice. Okay, and sometimes we make the wrong choices, sometimes we make the right choices. Now, I would have started with Chris, but I want to start with Faisal, okay? Because this is something that is affecting a lot of young people. Earlier, there was a gentleman called the Only Jalu who talked about, oh, young people need to make money, need to make money. Now, the thinking is, a lot of young people think that they can gamble and get rich. Just a couple of weeks ago in Kenya, there is a guy who betted and won, I think it was 424 million Kenyan shillings, okay? Which, if I may translate into Uganda shillings, ranges literally in the billions. Now, that serves as encouragement to a lot of young people who believe, I just need to keep betting. I could be that guy. And this is the kind of money that will change my fortunes. Do you think that is justifiable?
You've asked me like 4 questions in one.
Yeah, you're a smart guy. I'm sure you can handle.
And you know, how come we don't get to introduce our names? It's only you who introduces your name.
I
Yeah, like
it already.
it just hit me today.
Uh-huh.
My name is Peter Igaga. Like, even us, bro.
Even
Just tell us
us.
who you are. All right.
So, who are you?
So you're now hosting the show.
Yeah. Guys.
Hostile takeover.
I am God's gift, you know. I am God's gift.
No, Peter, this is when you say, I am hosting this show.
Yes, and
I'm
that's
in
why-
charge. Answer my question.
Just
because,
answer the question and we move on.
Let me, there are very many things I have that sometimes have contradicting views towards certain issues or certain topics, but when it comes to addiction, let me not say gambling or porn or sex addiction, or there are very many addictions out there, but when it comes to the word addiction, if there's a behavior or something or a habit and you feel like it's going to end up becoming an addiction, you might as well not try it. Like, don't even come close to it. Because what people don't understand is addiction rewires your brain without you even knowing. Like,
You're talking about the science of it now.
exactly. You might think I'm just going to gamble, I'm just going
in
to,
control.
write a receipt and any of that. But in that moment, your brain has decided that what you are supposed to do, it actually switches off. There's a thinking, I'm not a doctor.
The rational part of the brain.
I'm not a doctor, but when I was reading about addiction during my stint I had, apparently when you're addicted to something and you're addicted to that dopamine rush you get out of it, your brain rewires itself, switches off your thinking part, and every time you feel like you want a dopamine hit, you want to feel happy, it's going to push you towards the addiction without you even knowing. So you'll be like, yeah, let me go. I'm going to just do like 30 minutes or 20 minutes. It's not bad. I'm going to just bet 5K, 10K. It's not bad. Because the people who end up selling their property because of gambling didn't start with 1 million shillings. They started 1K, 2K, 5K. But the dopamine hit just becomes less and less. So I want more. I want more. And in your thought process, you feel like if I put more, I might probably get more.
So, Faisal, just to make sure I'm getting what you're saying, are you saying that it kind of gives you a high?
It is a high.
So,
It's a dopamine high.
So basically what happens is when you need a fix, you go and gamble to get you going. Yeah.
It gets worse. There's a point in time, and like I said, guys, gambling is bad. There's not an alternate universe where I'll be anywhere and encourage people to gamble, whether it's 1K, 5K. In fact, if there's a habit you have in your life that has a potential of becoming an addiction, I would rather you let it go because it completely rewires your brain. You stop. I don't know whether people get it. When you find someone who has an addiction to something, your first thought process shouldn't be to criticize them or to make fun of them. Man, you guy, you're always in the bar. You're always
You have no
drinking.
control
You're
of that
always
thing, no.
smoking. These people have no control over these things. Their brain has taken over. All it wants is a dopamine hit. Anything else is secondary.
All right, cool, great stuff. Now, Colin, I'd like you to weigh in here. There's this push, especially for young men, to make it, to get rich, to get money, and there's this illusion that there's no time. I was told on a certain show, I'll not say when, that my thinking is archaic because I believe in the long run. You build, and when you build, you'll see results. But a lot of the young guys want to skip. Now, betting promises that. It promises that there's a high chance you could get lucky. It could be you. And we're always showing people who have made it. Is that a reality or is that a problem which is just sending us down the drain?
So you asked a couple of questions, but I think the right approach to it would be to sort of, if you sort of lay it out on a timeline. So you have to stand in the shoes of the person who runs the gambling company. The only way I can get, if only Colin and Faisal are betting, the only way I can get Okello and Chris to bet is to show that Colin and Faisal are winning.
Yeah.
So the people who run those businesses then have to do believability metrics. Part of the PR score is to, the public relations believability campaign is to show winners. Because when you show winners, then people believe that your business is legit and people are winning, right? That's how you get the other two guys to add in. So is it a reality? Yes. The winners they're showing are real winners. What they're not showing, where you see 5 winners, they're not showing the other 100,000 winners who are not winning. Guys who have, as you said, staked their lives, staked their livelihoods, staked their dignities, kids' school fees. Like, people will stake impossible things. Like things which you shouldn't be playing with. But I go back to the statement that Faisal said, which is because people are not in rational control, they are not able to control it. So they're doing things which are illogical, irrational, things you shouldn't do. You can't take your kids' school fees. The kids are going back to school next week. You take the fees and you're trying to gamble it, right? But that's because of how the brain is wired. So that's the second thing. The final thing I want to add on that is, and I've said this over a couple of weeks, we've been talking about this, that idea that traditionally what class stratification did is it hid what the upper echelons of society did from the lower echelons of society. What technology and affordable access to the internet and the world, people are able to say, but if an 18-year-old in Los Angeles is doing this, if an 18-year-old in Kampala is doing chop life, why am I not living that life? I am the same age as them. And I'll tell you why this is connected to this. That pervasion, the pervasive nature of media and digital media and social media it has allowed people to think that person's not better than me, they're not prettier than me. So why are they living that life? By seeing that, we then create this swath of aspirational people who want to live that life. And so they're willing to do everything possible to achieve it now because they don't know, Peter, they don't know how many years you've had to work in agency and sweat and hustle and do what? No.
And they don't care.
They think that if you've had this after 20 years, there's no reason why I can't have it after one. So I will do everything possible to achieve it because you have it now. I don't want to have it in 20 years. In 20 years, I want to be something else. But in the next 1 year, I want to have that thing. That requirement for a shortened timeline then gives products like these appetite, and they give them momentum in society and in culture.
Let me just add something.
Just before we get to you, Chris.
I want
yeah, don't worry, we're coming back to you. Don't worry, I know it's a hot one for you. You guide a
is
lot
the
of
hot
young
one?
people.
I know. I don't
Why
have
are
a
you
gambling
doing this?
addiction.
Don't worry, that's the.
Are you putting
And
a
I
plaster
actually
on
just
his
had
head?
one
No, I
question
know.
to
You can't
pose.
label the guy
Chris,
in front
are you
of the
saying
whole
why we
country.
need different hosts?
Don't worry, we'll be fine. Okay. Now, Chris, you guide a lot of young people. Is
Guides them into the
addiction-
wrong places.
Don't worry, they're all the same people. Is the fact that we're now in an age where instant gratification is a thing, it has to happen now. Could that be blamed on the fact that we are unable to promise our young people a future?
A, I'm not the government. B,
No. Even
just
generally
say.
as us, yeah.
But can I just segue into something and then I'll come to your question. Here's what I honestly believe. All of us have only one bet where we were 1 in a million. Only one. You are conceived. Yeah.
It wasn't a bet.
No,
We
but
just swam
yeah,
hard.
but
It was
I
a
mean,
gamble.
Yeah,
it was a
it's
gamble.
It's a 1 in
That's the
70
only
million.
gamble you win. It's not 70 million. It's 200 million. Like 200 million swimmers, assuming from dad to mom, you are the one who made it. Congratulations. After that, there is no other you can guarantee to win. So, the whole thing about the premise of betting is that you can be like that guy who won 420 million cash shillings, which is times 30 here,
Yeah.
which is like 120 billion Uganda shillings. So everyone wants to be that. What they are, like Colin said, what they're not telling you is the 20 million others who betted their homes, houses, and all that to give some little money to that one. And there's something called the house that took
The lad champ.
crazy proportions of that amount. It's possibly that they made off with 40 million or 400 million US to give this guy this little that makes you whet your appetite. Because here's the law in betting. The house always wins. Let me say it 2 times. The house always wins. No, can I say it one more time?
Yes.
The house always wins.
I have a
You will never
statement for that.
beat the house. Look, you can't set up a betting company, okay? And you can't set up a betting company and you're going to make less money than the people who are going to win. There is no world where that happens. Real life story, and I know you want to take a break, but real life story. There's something called forex trading. We guys were foolish enough to do forex trading 2010, 2011, 2012. And we thought we were making it, right? You put in $5,000 and then every month they give you like a 2K or something like that. We are killing it. And so people started selling their houses and investments and they were all getting into forex. It went belly up one night. People cried. Crazy stuff happened, right?
And telex free.
Yeah, marriages. So there's many versions of betting. So while we're talking about gambling and betting, there is the sports betting, but I want you to know all these things, forex trading, all that is gambling. It does not lead anywhere. The house always wins.
And Peter
We
is the
are
house.
here at Sanga Courts talking about gambling.
Winning.
Are you the kind of person who is betting your life for a better life? come back to us as soon as we are done with the break, and we'll have a chat with you to let you know whether you're on the right path or not. We'll be right back after the break.
Men. Men.
Welcome back from the break. We are here at Sanga Courts having a discussion about gambling and the effects that it has on us, especially as men. Now, don't forget, this is your show. We want to hear from you. Our hashtag is NTV MEN. Also, we want to be part of this discussion with us. That's on Twitter, which is NTV MEN_UG. Some people call it X. Now, I'm getting to you, but I want to hear from Jaluo, who was, Bede, you need to welcome the guest. How do we say it?
Aquaba.
No.
Aquaba?
Ah, nice. Now, gambling. Does some people get addicted to it? Can we say that they're genuinely addicted, they've got no choice, it's what they're into, they cannot get away? Or is that just a story?
The reality is that people are addicted to this, but let me start by trying to make people understand this. Gambling and the oldest profession in the world have existed in the same space
Prostitution.
for the longest time.
That's prostitution, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So why don't you just say it?
Because he fears. He fears.
I knew you'd say that.
You knew what?
I knew that he
You
would
know, you
just
guys
say
have
You
never
betted on me saying it.
As
He
you were saying.
gambled and he
I
won.
gambled and he said that.
I also won.
So, like, you know, I think we're having the wrong conversation. And the conversation we should be having is, why is it that we have so many, because this vice has existed time immemorial, you know. People will always gamble, whether you like it or not. We will get out of here and gamble about, you know, the next game that is happening, like, soon about football.
You will.
Yeah, but I don't gamble, to be honest. I come from a space where, like, it was discouraged. And
Have you ever had an addiction?
I have, my guy, let me finish.
He's on him.
Okay, yeah.
It's like this.
Finished.
Okay.
Gambling has existed, time immemorial. We are having the wrong conversation. Why? For me, when I hear that young people are addicted to gambling, the first thing that I read here is lawlessness, or that young people have a lot of time in their hands. You get? That means one thing: there are no jobs. This is the reason why these young men are addicted. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't have a problem with gambling. Like, it's something that has existed. Wait, people are addicted to coffee, man. Should we get rid of coffee?
Okay, Stefan.
People are addicted to like different things in life.
Jalu, okay, I hear where you're going, but are we then saying that, because the statistics do show that, especially when it comes to sports betting, a lot of employed folk are involved in sports betting. So it's not about being idle.
The biggest chunk of the people that are negatively abusing gambling, because I think they're abusing it, is younger people. And if you get into research and try and understand why this is happening, because these young fellas don't have things that they aspire to. They don't have jobs. There's a lot of lawlessness and a lot of emptiness. So this is where they derive pleasure from. Yes, there are people who gamble, and this is a very small percentage of people who are really working. If I'm to ask this panel, who's gambling, you find that maybe. No, there's no one here. I don't think there's anyone here.
I was waiting for you to just make a mistake.
I don't entirely agree with him.
I think that Okello has sort of finished on the most beautiful place that this could have sort of landed in my lap. The fact that no one can tell, it's not a mark on your forehead. And I think that's one of the
And
points.
it's stigmatized, so people cover it up and they do it secretly.
Yes. Yeah. So because there's no mark on you to show that that person's a gambler or that person's dealing with an addiction, it means that anyone here
Can be.
Would be
anyone,
gambling.
could be. But also, this is the thing that Chris added, that because it's stigmatized, people cover it up. right? So there was a time when people who went to betting houses were looked down upon, was frowned upon, and so. But what did the betting companies do? Because remember that when you as a society react with your morals, business and private capital and enterprise react with more subtle endeavors. So they came back with mobile, right? So you can be sitting in the company, in the office, on your store, you know, in your shop, and you're still doing this thing. So then that takes away the shame. It takes away the public stigma of having to walk into the shop. You can bet on your phone quietly, discreetly. And this is not, listen, like, and I think that when you think about the private enterprise, it's the ability to game, right? Gaming is fun, it's good, it's part of your life. The thing that we are talking about is where it becomes so bad and it starts to ruin your life, ruin your relationships, you're leveraged out, you've sold your property, you've sold, you know, things that you shouldn't sell because you're chasing this dopamine hit. At that point, it's no longer gaming, it's no longer fun, it's lives at risk.
Colin,
I wanted to share something.
I have a question before you ask this. I want to ask a general question. Is gambling bad? Is it bad? I just wonder because
What's good for the gooses?
Is it bad?
Let me reply you with a question. It's like someone asking, is smoking bad?
You cannot.
I'm coming. You can't ask, is smoking bad? Because you're actively killing your lungs. Whether it's good or bad, you are actually actively decreasing to the amount of time you're going to be on earth.
Can you
so
do it
whether it's good or bad, it's up to you. Let me come.
Can
Let
you
me
do it
come.
responsibly?
Let me come. Listen, I've researched about a couple of addictions, yeah? But gambling is the one addiction I have seen, probably the only addiction I have read about that rewards you for losing. And why people get so hooked to gambling is because they are losing. You get a higher dopamine shot
When you lose.
than when you win. That's why
Because you have
the
a chance to
statement,
come back.
The house always wins is valid. Because if I go today and I win 50K, I'm not going to be as enthusiastic because I beat the house. If I go today, I've lost. I'm like, I need to sell this shoe because I have to beat the house. I lose again. I need to do. You just keep compounding
once
again
out of
and
100
again
times,
and again because the more you lose, the more interesting the art is. The more
The drive,
the higher the dopamine shot is. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's like asking someone, is smoking bad? It is bad because you're killing your lungs.
In the long term.
Jaluo asked a question. I don't know if it's okay for me to.
Yes.
All right. So he asked a question, and the question is why? Why do people gamble? Where is this coming from? And he said it's an age-old vice, just like prostitution has been.
Yeah.
It's been here with us for forever.
But Colin doesn't think it's a vice, but anyway, yes.
I stick to what he said, and I think I want to use those words. So from the Bible perspective, I personally get so much wisdom from the Bible. Because it's worked for people for thousands of years and God wrote it. You know, there are only 3 ways that Satan can tempt you. Only 3. They come dressed in different, you know, the woman will be short, tall, thin, dark, fat, but it will be one. So it's 3 the Bible talks about. It talks about the lust of the eyes, right? You see things and you become greedy and you want them, you covet them. I believe that's where gambling falls. The other area of temptation is the lust of the flesh. Your body desires it. So gluttony, alcoholism, sex addictions, it's the flesh wants something. That's another area of temptation. The third is the pride of life. How? I will not bow. I'm also a man, I'm also a woman, I'm also from this, I'm a Muchiga, I'm a whatever. Things that we say that have to do with pride, right? So you're going to find that there are 3 areas